Hey guys, it's Jordan with National Speed. Today we're talking about this. And that is our Stage-1 Magnuson Supercharged package for C8 Corvette. Now, if you follow the channel, then you probably know we're no strangers to forced induction with C8 Corvettes, including various twin turbocharged setups and ProCharge setups. And while these setups are all great and each have their own merits, we've always thought the C8 Corvette is begging for a positive displacement supercharger. And it goes without saying that Magnuson Superchargers is a top name when it comes to that option. And one of the great things about their supercharger system for the C8 Corvette is that it features the now legendary Eaton TVS2650 rotor pack. This is the exact same one found from the factory with the C7 Corvette ZR1, the Escalade V, and the $300,000 Mustang GTD. And this positive displacement design means that whether you're spinning the supercharger at 1 RPM by your hand or 7,000 RPM by your engine, it's displacing the same amount of air per revolution. Now for the driver, this means that boost delivery is near instantaneous when you hit the accelerator. And this results in significantly more power and torque in the low to mid-range of the power band without compromising on top-end power delivery. And for the daily driven performance car, think about what part of the power band you're using 90% of the time. Yep, the low to mid-range. And the supercharger design gives you tons of usable power where it's most used. But whenever needed, it also delivers killer top-end performance when it's time to throw down. Now, one of the things that we love about all Magnuson Supercharger systems is the OEM-like fit, finish, and packaging. No matter the vehicle, when you pop the hood, it just looks like it belongs there. And because of this, it's no surprise that over the years, Magnuson has been selected by OEMs to provide superchargers as factory optional equipment. Now for us, this is of particular importance because it's not just about delivering performance. It's about delivering that performance in a daily drivable package. In short, it needs to feel like it came from the factory that way and provide the same expected longevity. And that's exactly what our Stage-1 Magnuson Supercharged package for the C8 Corvette delivers. Now, our subject for this video is Mo's beautiful 2024 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. And aside from the high-quality fab-speed exhaust, Mo's C8 is otherwise stock, so it's practically a blank canvas for this video. Now, to kick things off, we're going to strap her down for some baseline dyno pulls to get our starting point for both horsepower and torque. Then we'll cover all the components included in our Stage-1 Magnuson Supercharged package, show the entire installation and tuning process, and of course we'll review the before and after dyno results to show you exactly what you gain over stock. Then we're going to answer the big question: how does this compare to a C8 Corvette Z06? Does this make the Stingray a contender for a fraction of the all-in cost? Well, we're about to find out. So with that all said, let's get into it. Up first, Vlad straps her down for some baseline dyno pulls. And while we're waiting for Vlad to strap her down, do us a favor and give this video a like, and if you like what you see so far, consider subscribing. I know it's annoying, but it does help us out with the algorithm. And just as expected, our stock numbers come in at 431 wheel horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque. Next, the ECU is removed to be sent to HP tuners. Now, while we are capable of unlocking Mopar PCMs and many late model GM ECUs, the Global B ECUs found in the C8 Corvette still need to be unlocked by HP tuners directly. While HP tuners takes care of the ECU, Dylan proceeds with the rest of the installation. Now, it is perfectly safe for the engine to install this supercharger system as is with the provided Magnuson flash tune without any other supporting modifications. But since our Stage 1 package turns the wick up, we offer a few extras for optimal reliability. 1. Brian Tooley Racing push rods. Now, the LT2 engine can be prone to bending factory push rods at the power level we'll be operating at, so this is a key reliability modification included in our Stage 1 package. 2. Brian Tooley Racing upgraded rocker arm trunnion bearings. These upgraded bearings eliminate rocker arm compliance and also quiet down the clackiness at idle that's common with LS and LT engines. 3. Mighty Mouse Solutions catch can. This keeps oil from being ingested by your engine, which results in more consistent power delivery and less carbon buildup. This means less required maintenance down the road. And this is of particular importance here since the LT2 engine doesn't have port injectors to keep the intake valves clean. And we also include a JLT Performance air intake system, properly gapped NGK spark plugs, And of course, we bring it all together with a custom dyno tune to optimize power delivery, reliability, and drivability. Next, Dylan gets started with the installation. First, the Brian Tooley Racing trunnion bearing upgrade. Then, the Brian Tooley Racing push rods. After the upgraded push rods are installed, the renewed rocker arms are installed with new OEM GM bolts. And of course, OEM GM valve cover gaskets to keep the engine oil leak free. With that out of the way, Dylan gets right into the supercharger installation. Just check out that billet aluminum supercharger snout. Beautiful construction. Up first, he gets the supercharger drive system assembled. Now, while the system is driven by the engine's serpentine belt, it incorporates a jack shaft design with cog pulleys. This allows for flexibility to add boost by changing out the cog pulley ratio without the risk of belt slip. And moving on to the supercharger cooling system. This system includes the heat exchanger, pump, reservoir, molded hoses, and all the hardware necessary for installation. As you can see, the reservoir mounts in the tunnel. Once the cover plate has been reinstalled, it's fully protected. And since this supercharger cooling system has an impressive capacity of 5 gallons, it's sure to function well in all environments. Now, there are a couple things worth mentioning about the supercharger lids for this system. For coupe models, you get the cast aluminum supercharger lid as standard equipment, with the option to upgrade to the billet aluminum supercharger lid shown here. But for hardtop convertible models, the upgraded billet aluminum lid is required for fitment. Now, both lids offer the same performance, so the only real differences here are appearance and cost. The supercharger system also includes an OEM GM LT5 95mm throttle body from the C8 Corvette ZR1. Just check out that size difference. Next, the properly gapped NGK spark plugs are installed. Followed up by the Mighty Mouse Solutions catch can. And then Mo's existing Fab Speed exhaust gets reinstalled. Now, let's get that protective cover off and see what that billet aluminum supercharger lid looks like. Love that black anodized finish. Next, Dylan gets the rear bumper and under trays reinstalled. And the finishing touch before the dyno, the JLT Performance air intake system gets installed. Now, back to the dyno for Vlad to perform the custom calibration via HP tuners. Alright, that's quite a difference, so let's unpack the results here. Output jumps up to 570 wheel horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque. Over stock, that's peak gains of an impressive 139 wheel horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, with maximum gains of 155 wheel horsepower. But remember how we talked about those outsized low to mid-range gains that we love about this supercharger system? At 3,700 RPM, we have maximum gains of 147 pound-feet of torque. Absolutely transformative performance all around. And while we are looking at gobs of extra torque down low, this is still a safe level for the stock DCT clutch. That means you can enjoy your new performance without that concern in the back of your mind. But with that all said, let's bring it back around to the question that's on everybody's mind. How does this compare to the C8 Corvette Z06? Well, it just so happens we have the perfect candidate for that comparison. This 2025 Z06 is 100% stock and only has 2,000 miles on the clock. So let's see what she puts down. Okay, first of all, crazy difference here. With the x-axis set to engine RPM, it really shows just how different each of these engines are, but let's unpack. The Z06 comes in at 554 horsepower at 8,300 RPM and 409 pound-feet of torque at 6,300 RPM, versus our Stage-1 Magnuson Supercharged equipped Stingray, which delivers 570 wheel horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 561 pound-feet of torque at 3,900 RPM. That means our Stage-1 Magnuson Supercharged equipped C8 Corvette bests the Z06 by only 16 horsepower peak, but by a crushing 153 pound-feet of torque. Now, as you can see, there are some crazy maximum horsepower and torque differences here, but that's not really a fair comparison. In the real world, you wouldn't exactly start a race from a 2,500 RPM roll, but for head-to-head street performance, this should give you a pretty good idea of how you'd stack up. Similar peak power, but way more power and torque to work with down low where you use it most. Well guys, there you have it. For transformative performance for your C8 Corvette, this package is truly hard to beat. Peak power that rivals a Z06, low-end power and torque that absolutely crushes it, all in a daily drivable and reliable package. And not to mention, for far less all-in cost. So if you're ready for this level of proven performance from your C8 Corvette, we're ready to help you get there. No matter where you're located in the United States, we're here to make the entire process easy, transparent, and fun from start to finish. Reach out today to learn more.